WRVA. My name is Rich Herrera. That is Gary Hess, Super Dave Ayler. And Super Dave, I have bad news for you.
Uh-oh. What's up?
Our perfect broadcast just went out the window.
Oh, what'd you do?
Couple things.
That's usually the way. That's usually the way it goes. It's usually never just one.
I am not perfect. I will look in the camera right now for those watching on YouTube and Facebook. You can find us at News Radio WRVA or Rich for America. I will look at Super Dave. I'll look at Gary. I'm not perfect.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
I'm not perfect. I just had a brain lock and I said something backwards. So let me correct myself. I am the one talk show host that will correct himself and tell you when I make a mistake. I am not foolproof. I'm not 100% omnipotent. I do make an occasional mistake. Dave, this is the part where you're supposed to rush to my aid and go, no, Rich, you're great.
I'm just waiting on the mistake. It doesn't surprise me. I just want your confession.
Because you deal with it on a daily basis.
I'm kind of like the Pope. I'm taking your confession.
So, you better be careful because the bishop's listening.
Well,
you know the bishop.
I didn't say I was
day.
the Pope. I'm a stand-in for him. Today.
I'm just saying. I went backwards. Somebody sent me a text message, and my wife just sent me a text message as well. You got it backwards. I said, huh? She goes, you said that everyone is guilty until proven innocent. I'm like, oh no. I was multitasking. I'm grabbing timers. I'm over here. The cats and dogs are living in sin. It's not my fault.
I don't think you're 100% wrong on that.
It's everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Louise Lucas, let me just go on the record, correct myself. She is innocent until proven guilty. I don't know how I just. Anyway, I'm not. There goes our perfect broadcast today. Please forgive me.
Well, we have another show tomorrow, so we can
work on trying to
work on making it tighten it up there.
All right. It is 8:05 this morning on Richmond's Morning News. Those of you that are just getting out of your car, going to the office, hey, take us along with you. You can listen on the Odyssey app if you're inside your office, or better yet, you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook at News Radio WRVA. Lots of ways to listen to us. 1140 AM, 96.1 FM, the Odyssey app, and now you can watch the show as we stream as well, play to the background. You can watch me, how we do the show here in the camera. Look, I'm waving at you. Facebook and YouTube at News Radio WRVA, and then on YouTube, my personal channel, Rich for America. Okay, let's get to Richmond's Morning News Brief. For those of you that are just getting in the car right now at 8 o'clock, here's what's going on around the Commonwealth. Story number one, the big story of the day, Louise Lucas, one of the most powerful Democrats in the Commonwealth of Virginia, her offices and her business was raided yesterday by the feds. That's story number one.
Number one.
The people in the 18th Senatorial District trust me. They saw my commercials. They believe what I was saying.
Your message to voters here right now.
My message to voters here is that they know me, and they know when I make a promise that I deliver on my promises. I've been representing this community for 30 years, but I can tell you I'm going to be successful, and the reason is because the people trust me.
That trust will now be severely tested. That's Louise Lucas talking about why people should vote for her. She has been a powerhouse in Portsmouth, the Hampton Roads area, now one of the most powerful Democrats. How powerful is she? She's single-handedly being able to hold up the state getting their budget finalized because she's demanding we drop the tax incentives for data centers. She's powerful enough that she has caused a national story and sensation because she's the one who decided we were going to re-gerrymander and redraw our maps. Now she's making headlines for the wrong reasons. The feds raid her office. The investigation started under the Biden administration, and reports have them looking at bribery and corruption charges in regard to Louise Lucas. And again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We'll have more as it develops this morning. Story number two. According to Fox News, the president and Pakistan are working on a one-page memo that Iran is reviewing right now that could bring an end to the conflict in the Middle East. That's our second big story of the day.
Number two.
It feels like we've been down this road before, maybe more than once, but President Trump seems to believe that Iran can be taken to the negotiating table and a deal can be done.
They want to make a deal. We've had Very good talks over the last 24 hours.
Earlier in the day, the president sounded a whole lot more pessimistic, saying that if an agreement doesn't come soon, the U.S. will resume bombing. But the focus now is on a one-page memorandum that would formally end the conflict and provide a framework for further discussions.
That's our second big story of the day. We'll see what happens. Could they just end all of this with a one-page memorandum? We'll see. All right, story number 3, the Supreme Court to review a third case when it comes to gerrymandering.
Number 3.
All right, the Supreme Court agreed to hear the lawsuit by the GOP and our Republican members of Congress. That'll advance now. That's the third case over gerrymandering that we'll see the Supreme Court in Capitol Square take a look. Story number 4, the passing of a legend and a recovery from a newsmaker. That's our fourth story of the day.
Number 4.
Ted Turner passes away, a man who changed American society as we live today. Started with the TBS Superstation. We got to watch Atlanta Braves games everywhere, and you got to have one television station that was heard everywhere, seen everywhere. And it helped bring on the cable revolution of cable television. CNN became a 24-hour news network, and all of a sudden, America's changed from just watching the evening news. Now we get 24-hour news. It spawned MS Now, which is MSNBC, Fox News, forever changing the way that we communicate. Also, one other note to pass along, we've given you the news that Rudy Giuliani was in grave condition. They gave him his last rites, and afterwards started to get a little bit better. They took the tube out of his throat that was helping him breathe, and now he's been released from the ICU. So best wishes for Rudy Giuliani that he continues to get stronger. All right, that's story number 4. Story number 5. This is all about me, Super Dave. I thought I had a pretty lousy afternoon because I had to go to the DMV. But at least I didn't get hung up on like his Holy Father, Pope Leo. Take a listen to this story.
Number 5.
2 months in, he calls his bank to change his phone number. And so he gets a lady, says, "Yes, ma'am, I'm Robert Prevost. I'd like to change." She asks all the security questions. And then he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It says here you have to come in person." And he said, "Well, that's not going to, I'm not going to be able to do that. Would it matter to you if I told you I'm Pope Leo?" She hung up on him. Could you imagine being known as the woman who hung up on the Pope?
Could I have dropped that yesterday when I went to the DMV?
I just want to know when they went to him, or when they went to this lady and said, "Why did you hang up on the Pope?" "Well, I wanted to go to hell and I didn't feel like staying in line with everybody."
So at least
and she shows up there at Hell's Gates and says, "Oh, why are you down here?" "I hung up on the Pope." "Well, you can just come right in.
We have a room for you right here."
Yeah. Well, and in her defense, you have to remember, I'm sure she gets a lot of phone calls every day, and I'm sure she hears it all.
Oh yeah.
So when this guy's trying to be, trying to be a wise ass and what if I told you I'm the Pope? And then I just hang up on you.
My wife works in the hospitality business, and when she used to work at hotels, people call, "Hey, I need a room tonight. Sorry, we're sold out." If the president were to be called tonight, you would be able to get him a room at the Motel 6, couldn't you?
And I say, "Well, become president, and then we'll see if we can work together."
Well, actually, she'd point out, the president has a big entourage, so he just wouldn't need one room. Well, so if people drop that, I was thinking
although it is funny him trying to drop some juice and he gets hung up on.
That's a pretty good flex. Excuse me, would it help if I told you I was the Pope? Like, I thought about this yesterday. So I go to the DMV. I have all my paper. I went and I studied. I ran it through ChatGPT. I Googled it. I printed everything out. You saw me. I printed everything out yesterday that I needed.
Yeah, well, I saw you in there filling out the forms and all that.
Forms.
Yeah, you had it all going on.
I had it all going. I had an envelope. I had everything in there. I walk in. The lady is so rude and condescending. And I say, "Hey, how are you today?" Doesn't look up. She just asked me a question. Yeah, the stupid plexiglass so I can't hear anything. First person was rude. I sit there and wait and wait and wait. I go. Try to register a car. There's 2 people on this registration. Yeah, you both have to be here. it's the middle of the day. She's working. Well, I'm sorry, you both have to be here. I said, wait a minute, you want both of us to come down here, stop work, take the afternoon off, just to stand in line at the DMV? Yep. I said, who could do that? And she goes, sorry, those are the rules. Like, this is awful. The DMV was awful.
And did you say, would it help if I tell you I'm Rich Herrera from WRVA?
Oh, I so wanted to pick up the phone and call the governor. Do you know how you just appointed somebody brand new? Do you know how awful it is down here? I felt like Tiger Woods. Remember when Tiger got arrested?
And he called the president?
And he says, and the highway patrolman comes and goes, hey, we need to talk to him. Tiger goes, hold on, I'm talking to the president. Hey, would it help if I told you I was the Pope?
1 minute.
Would it help if I told you that I was Rich Herrera from News Radio WRVA? Yeah, it didn't help at all. Can we get on the guy that's now in charge of the DMV just so I can complain on the air? Can I have that kind of flex on behalf of everybody?
Didn't they just hire a new guy?
Yes, let's get him on. I'm going to tell him how rude everybody was. It was an awful experience. I love Virginia. I am proud to be a Virginian. But there is one thing that Arizona had that I loved. They had private DMVs. You pay $10 extra for whatever the transaction is, and you can get it done, like in and out 20 minutes.
Were you down there a long time yesterday?
Oh, all day.
Oh, wow.
And I was so mad that I went and ate lunch after. I ate lunch beforehand, and I went ate afterwards just because I was angry.
Had a second lunch.
Yeah, that's how angry it was. By the way, can you please tell me anybody? Does anybody else despise going to the DMV as much as I do now? I just want to know, is it just me? And yes, let's see if we can get on the head of the DMV to talk about it. Now, by the way, I am talking bad about the DMV. I will tell everybody, full transparency, my mom worked at the DMV. So it's not like don't know the people that work at the DMVs. All right. That's Richmond's Morning News Brief for this morning here on News Radio WRVA. All right, here's something else that bums me, bothers me, makes me upset, makes me angry. And that's telephone calls from credit card companies. Here's what happens. You say, I'm going to get this credit card. I'm only going to use it for emergencies. And before you know it, boom, you've hit the limit. Then they start calling you. And then they call you. And then they remind you, oh, I know you're at your credit limit and your bill's due in 15 days. Want to make sure you know you have to pay it. And then you get caught behind. And then you get people saying, hey, give us your credit card bill. Transfer it over here. Blah, blah. Listen, credit card bills are awful. And they're not going to get any easier. And if you just pay the minimum, you'll never catch up. That's why I want you to remember this number, 804-535-3860, 804-535-3860. That's the number to loanpronto.com. Their rapid entry loan lets you tap into your home's equity quickly, and you could use it to wipe out those high